Welcome back to JB Reviews. As you guys know, we have a 2024 Chevy Silverado 3500 dually, and I'm actually dropping the truck off to the dealer today. We're going to be getting some accessories installed. And I must admit something, like, I hate to say this out loud, but I am super happy that Ford delayed my build. Like, I could not be happier. Owning this dually has changed my perspective on dualies. Like, I love seeing those wide hips. Love those wide hips, guys. And, you know, I did not really want to own two gas trucks. I was only doing it for you guys. That's the only reason why I ever committed to buying two gas HDs. Now, listen, for what I'm doing right now in my life, that's all I need. But I'm a diesel fanboy. But nevertheless, as I mentioned to you guys, we have a lot of stuff we're going to be doing to the dually, and today we're going to kind of start the process. Now, I have to go to a couple places. I wanted to discuss tires. Now, I haven't really discussed what I have planned for this truck. Now, most guys I've been talking to have been telling me that I might be going a little too crazy with this build, and I'm like, this has been done quite a few times. I just need to figure out the logistics of it. So I've been looking at getting either 35's or 37's. Now, the latter is what I'm really thinking about doing, but everyone keeps telling me to go 35. They're like, you're gonna regret the 37's. I don't think you can regret a big tire on a dually. Like, I've seen 35's in the past on like Ram 3500 dualies, and they look great, but they just look too small. So I'm going 37, that's the goal. So today I'm going to a shop to discuss a 3-inch level and 37-inch tires. Now, obviously, this is just something that you have to learn if you've never owned a dually. But you cannot just run 37 by 12.5s on the backs and call it a day. Unfortunately, the tires become extremely close. Actually, I think they touch, actually. So you have to deflate one of them to get them to basically fit, and then inflate it basically so you can go down the road. So I have to order some spacers. Now, I don't want the wheels to be too far spaced out, right? We don't want to do that. So I want them to be close, but obviously I need to still tow my fifth wheel. So anytime you add pin weight, your tires are going to squish, right? And if that happens, then that means they're going to become closer together. So I still need to make sure if I go with a 2-inch spacer out back, it'll still work with my setup here. So hopefully I can get some questions answered, because I don't want the spacing to be too much to where it looks goofy. I've seen already a couple times online where people have run too big of spacers and it looks terrible. So we ain't doing that on this build. This build's gonna look cool and vicious. Now, if you're wanting to know what leveling kit I'm gonna get, I have no idea. I really don't. I literally need to figure this all out today. I'm leaning towards a Cognito 3-inch leveling, and I'm thinking about doing new shocks versus just getting the little spacer for the standard ones. I can always redo this build in the future. Like, I just want the truck leveled now. I want it leveled, I want it on 37's. And oh yeah, we're blacking everything out. Oh, yes we are. I forgot to mention that. So these wheels are gonna be getting powder coated. And I think I'm telling you way too much now, because again, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. So I don't want to tell you too much and then it doesn't happen, and then you're like, well, I thought you were doing this. I don't know yet. I think right now, everything I've told you is pretty much confirmed. I just need to make sure this will all fit. But today, I'm dropping the truck off to Jerry Seiner after I go to a upfit shop, basically like an off-road shop for trucks. I'm gonna drop it off to Jerry Seiner, have them put on new running boards. We're going with the high clearance steps because I think they will look absolutely cool with this build. And we're adding a bed cover. Now, normally I would install all the stuff myself, but you know, I'm a one-man show and I don't like for my wife to help me with this type of stuff, so I don't have the time, the patience, and I don't feel like filming this stuff either. So, hey, you'll be able to see it before and after. Now, you're not going to see it in this video because there's so much other things I need to do prior to showing that to you. But yeah, we have, ready for this? The truck is basically a week old, and we have 468 miles on it. I've only been driving this truck for you guys. Like, I don't normally drive this much, but I've been going out every day to get videos, footage, just so I can get miles on the truck so we can start towing. Now, I know that you don't really have to do break-in, but I still like to do break-in for towing, only because of that rear axle. I did a video saying, you know, I'm towing with the truck. It was kind of like clickbait, I apologize. But I did tow it. I towed my fifth wheel. I just had to move it on the side of my house because they're redoing the rear yard. And so I had to move it. But I figured you guys would like to see the setup when it's hooked up because, man, black with my trail looks so good. But stay tuned. I'm going to show you guys around the truck. Really, the only major like appearance difference will be just the running board. So you'll see that in the next video that I do down the road. But I'm telling you, the high clearance steps are going to look super nice. Now let me show you why I'm changing these running boards off this truck. So here it is. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to be adding a bed cover, and then we're going to be taking these and putting on the high clearance steps. So the reason why I don't like these steps, number one, they sit way too low. And the look I'm going for, I want them to be like an off-road style, and I want them closer to the cab. I also don't like the chrome on them, and they're hard to keep clean actually too. So these running boards take more time to like clean off. And you can see, you see all those footprints, things like that, you know, watermarks, things. It's just more work to keep these things nice and clean. And the high clearance steps have this type of material. They're like rhino lined. So all you have to do is just spray them off and maybe just put a little bit of detergent on them to agitate the dirt out of them. But apart from that, it'll look so much better without the chrome. They'll be a little bit closer to the cab. And when I black out the truck and level it and put 37's, it's gonna really set it off. So these running boards gotta go. But that will pretty much wrap this video up. You guys pretty much know exactly what I'm planning on doing. 37 by 12.5, 3-inch level, hopefully. And we're gonna be doing the high clearance steps. I'm just gonna add a bed cover, which is not that big of a deal. It's just a GM accessory. Blacking out the truck. And that's pretty much it. I'm headed to Racket here in Utah. I think they're in like West Valley. I can't remember now, but if you live in Utah, you probably heard of them. I'm gonna start with them on this level. They do have a few available, and I just want to confirm that nothing has changed with the suspension. I know it hasn't, but I want someone to feel confident in ordering it for me because a couple places I've called was not that helpful. So I'm just starting with them for like a in-person visit, and then maybe, just maybe, I might have to go back to the drawing board because that's why I said I might be getting 3-inch lift. The problem is a lot of places don't really have things online for 2024 Chevy and GMC, so you're kind of guessing whether or not the stuff's gonna actually fit. So again, be sure to subscribe, turn bell notifications on. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be excited to see the truck. And this is one of the cheapest trucks you can buy right now. And hey, I think it's a great looking pickup. And once you see it all done, I think a lot of people are going to be jumping to Chevys, especially with these 18-inch wheels, because everyone else is running 17s, with the exception of the F450 with the 19.5s. But 19.5s does not have a lot of tire options, so that's something to consider too.